Welcome to some Phenaxcrank. Hope you're excited for some black-blue artifacts. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, we're going to go keep on this one. We have Phenaxcrank Metamorph, we have Crawl Space. I'm not really sure how good Crawl Space would be in this particular matchup, unless there's a bunch of X creatures out there, some token-style cards. But other than that, we got Ristic Study, we have Temple of Deceit, so we can get the Scry going. I like it. Okay, let's see what we're going to draw into. Draw into a Kirkland Ironworks. Let's go and get the Temple of Deceit down to get the Scry going, the Scurry, the Fever. Do we want that card on top? Let's see if we can hit something. Maybe a little bit of card draw. Let's go put that on the bottom. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Hey, you too. Best of luck. Get that closed out, and then we'll pass it to our opponent. Let them do their thing. We're playing Phenax, God of Deception, God of Mindcrank, actually. Indestructible Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Creatures you control have tap. Target player puts the top X cards of his or her library into their graveyard, where X is this creature's toughness. Opponent's going to go for Signal the Clans and get those cards revealed. Let's see what they're going to reveal off of that. I'm playing against Rosheen Meanderer. Tap, add 4 colorless mana to your mana pool. Spin this mana only on costs that contain X. So we're going to see what our opponent's going to go for. I always enjoy playing against Rosheen. It kind of makes for a pretty fun deck sometimes. And we'll see what they search up off the Signal the Clans. Okay, our opponent searched up Mistcutter Hydra, the Dawn Treader Elk, and then Acidic Slime. It looks like Dawn Treader Elk went to their hand. Let's double check that real quick. Yeah, returned at random to their hand. All right, let's go and cross those off. Acidic Slime. Glad we didn't see the Acidic Slime coming down. I'll appreciate that. Let's see what we draw into. Draw into Trinket Mage. I guess at this point right now, it doesn't really matter. Let's go and get down the Fetid Pools. We have nothing we need to get down for 2. I'm going to get the Welding Jar 2 down. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. We cover both commanders. It's free time. We can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be Mindcrank. This is, I don't really have a lot of combo decks here on the channel, but this is definitely one of those. We're pushing the all-in Mindcrank combo. Outside of, and actually I'll explain the combo in a second. But outside of the combo, we do have a little bit of a backup plan, or plan B if you want to call it that. It's going to be Black Blue Tezzeret and a few other artifacts just to kind of get some sort of shenanigans going. So a lot of fun. I enjoy playing a Tezzeret deck, and just makes for some interesting board states. Sorry, I had a hiccup. Let's go and crack the Flooded Strand. Let's go and grab the Underground Sea. Let's grab that. Let's go and go for Ristic Study. I like going for that. When you get the card draw going, I want to start making the land drops outside of that. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. We do have Trinket Mage, so we'll see what we want to search up with Trinket Mage. In fact, I'm going to go and pull my deck up. One thing that we can go for would be something like Everflowing Chalice or Mox Opal. A little far away from Metalcraft right now. We're 1 away, technically. So we'll see what we can come up with. But looks like we'll be getting some good card draw for Ristic Study. So let's go and cross off the Dawn Treader Elk. Yes, we're going to use that ability. Love drawing cards. Draw the trading post. Okay. And then we'll see what's going on. But yeah, more than likely, if we don't hit the lane, we'll end up going for that. And then we draw into Toxic Deluge. Do we want to go for... Before our opponent has a chance to go for a big X spell, do we want to go for that right now? We'll be able to kind of catch the Dawn, get rid of the basic land. Let's do that. Let's go for Toxic Deluge for 4. We're not making the land drop, but I like going that. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap out for 4. It's going to take care of our opponent's commander and that elk. And we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, probably end up going for either Mox Opal or Everflowing Chalice. One thing that we can search up with Trinket Mage, it's a good utility card, would be something like Executioner's Capsule. It's going to allow us to kind of take care of our opponent's commander if we need to go for that. And the suit drawn to Vidalican Aether Mage. Well, that will be, you can turn that into Dust Mantle for sure. Let's go for Trinket Mage. Yeah, I like that. Let's go for Trinket Mage. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And instead of Mox Opal, yeah, we're going to use that ability. We could go for Chrome Mox to exile something out of the hand. We kind of need everything in there. Or, excuse me, we'd actually search. I forget we have Artifact Lands, I think, sometimes. Let's go and grab Seat. That'd be a perfect thing to grab. We'll be able to get that down. That'll be the land drop for the turn. And then anything else, we're going to pass the turn. So that puts us outline for Thread Dynamo. Next turn, we go for Trading Post, get down the Ironworks, get down Crawl Space, and then hopefully start finding our way into the Mindcrank combo. Now, we do have Vidalican Aether Mage in the hand. If you notice, if you're not familiar with Vidalican Aether Mage, it does have Wizard Cycling. Really weird, random ability. Absolutely love it. In fact, if you want to get a weird look at a modern tournament or any sort of tournament where you're playing that, go for Wizard Cycling. Put it on the table and very confidently announce Wizard Cycling, and your opponent will look at you like, do what? Like you pulling a fast one? Let's go and swing it for 2, put our opponent down to 28, and then, yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and get down the Thran Dynamo. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And with Thran Dynamo, we can actually have Phenaxcrank Metamorph enter the battlefield as a copy of that. man, I think at this point, let's just go and get down Trading Post. We don't necessarily need Phynaxcrank Metamorph that bad. Now that we have Thorium Dynamo down, we don't need the extra mana. We don't necessarily have an X spell in the hand. So we can just start going for a little bit more of a value play and then kind of see what our opponent's up to. But yeah, if you need to get a good look, go to a modern tournament with Phenaxcrank Aether Mage. I cannot tell you how many times where I get on the table and I just point it out. I'm like, Wizard Cycling? And I look really serious, and they're like, like, what is that? But oh yeah, and also a little bit of backstory. So I don't mean this in a cocky way, but like I would consider myself a Mindcrank expert. I played Mindcrank in Modern for about a year straight. It was my jam for a while before I did my channel, and I've probably built probably 10 different versions of the deck. Any color combination you can imagine, any sort of variant of it, I've built it with Mindcrank, trying to make it work for Modern. So I've played a lot of it. It's a combo that I'm very, very passionate about. I love it. Let's go and get these Sunken Runes down. As far as Trading Posts, any certain things, sacrifice an artifact, draw a card. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get down the Ironworks. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. So it's good to have a Sack Island. We also have the Marionette Master in here we can use with the Ironworks. Let's go ahead and get down to Crawl Space. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then anything else. No, we're going to go and pass the turn. We can still swing in a Trinket Mage. Yeah, we're going to do that. That's fine. Swing in a Trinket Mage. See if our opponent wants to offer up any blocks or anything like that. And we'll kind of go from there. Now, as far as Trading Post goes, we do have the 1 mana activation, discard a card, you gain 4 life. We can pay 1 life to create a goat token, so we'll probably end up doing that with our extra mana. Outside of that, once we get that kind of rolling, we get into spots where we can get those goat tokens, and if something does happen, we need to start sacrificing something to the Ironworks, and at least give us some creatures to start sacrificing to bring those artifacts back. But yeah, as far as the Mindcrank combo, yeah, I've played a lot of it. I've milled a lot of libraries, and there's you get some saltiness when people play online. They don't really enjoy it. But one of the worst things about playing Mindcrank in a modern setting, in paper setting, is that you have to look somebody in the eye and do the combo. Opponent's gonna be swinging. I'll kind of explain what I mean by that here in a second. Opponent's gonna be swinging in for 1. I'm just gonna go for the Trading Post. Pay 1 life, create a goat token. I love goats. The fact that we get to put one in a black-blue Tezzeret deck makes me even happier. Get the goat token on the battlefield. And then, go for the throat. Sorry, we're just ripping some really good removal. Let's go and go for the throat on Rosheen. Sorry about that. I always hate it when somebody just sends our commander just into infinity. Let's go 1, 2, 3. It's going to be black, blue. I noticed, like, I've played Damian, but sometimes you do have certain commanders that you just absolutely need to kind of keep off the battlefield, and Rosheen is that for sure. Anything else at this point right now? I guess what we could do, if we wanted to get a little creative, I'm not really sure what our opponents got in there. They might have some Eldrazi in there, potentially. If we're going to go for a mill win, what we could do is we could cycle Phenaxcrank Aether Mage, and since we do have Trading Post, we can make sure we get Dust Mantle in the hand. Ooh. Vandal Blast. Anything we want to do in response to that? Oh, the humanity. Destroy each one. We can save something with the Welding Jar. And in fact, let's go do that. We're going to sacrifice Welding Jar and protect Trading Post, because we can slowly rebuild that. Destroy each artifact you don't control. So we'll get a regeneration clause on it. And then do we want to sacrifice a goat token to return Welding Jar? But no, I think we'll be okay. So our opponent will pay. Let's see if they're going to pay 1 off the Ristic Study. If not, we'll still have Trading Posts on the battlefield, and then we can still start bringing back some of our artifacts. Luckily, we didn't really hit anything that hard. We just got a bunch of utility stuff out there, so it's not the end of the world. Opponent's going to go for Vandal Blast. It's going to clear it out. There we go. Everything hits, and it does hit our seat card, so that is unfortunate. I guess we could slowly start working towards milling our opponent out. We're looking at like 3 a turn, which is really not that great. But I'm trying to figure out, let's go ahead and do the, let's go ahead and mill ourselves. Let's wait until we get Dust Mantle in the actual hand, though. Let's do that. All right. So we draw 2, Thirst for Knowledge. Let's go ahead and sacrifice a creature. Sacrifice the goat token. We're going to bring back Thorium Dynamo. I'd like to get our mana back up. Let's go ahead and pay 1. Sacrifice the goat token. Sorry, little buddy. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And this may be overly cautious, but we could have milled the goat token right there. What I'm thinking about doing is Thirst for Knowledge. We can go for that next turn. Yeah, we'll just go and pass this turn. I'd hate to run into something like, if our main win condition is Mindcrank, I'd hate to run into the Ancient Grudge. If they can, we mill that somehow and they can pop Mindcrank or something, you know, I'd hate to run into that. So it's gonna be, you know, if we had a few more creatures out there, I would start going for the mill win. But I kind of like just kind of holding tight right now. We'll go ahead and cycle for that Videlic and Aether Mage. We'll cycle Videlic and Aether Mage to circle up Dustmantle Guild Mage and then start going from there. All right, opponent's gonna get the +2 on the Farhaven Elf. See if they're gonna swing in. Okay, but yeah, as far as the overlay, hope you like it. It's something I got up early this morning with the intentions to record, and I was like, man, I haven't done Phenaxcrank in a long time, and so it was one of those things where I need to redo the overlay, and here we are. Okay, let's go for Wizard Cycling. This is gonna be 1, 2, 3 off the 3 and Dynamo. And as far as Devotion goes, yeah, let's go and grab that Dustmantle Guild Mage. There we go. Goes into the hand. All right, drawn to Pedium. Another thing that we can do with Dustmantle, and we have to watch out for spot removal, is get down Dustmantle, and we'll be able to start milling our opponent out and go for those activations. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for Pedium. That's going to be blue, 1, 2, 3. Let's go and get down Dustmantle Guild Mage, and we're actually going to go ahead and Phyrexian Metamorph on Dustmantle Guild Mage. If they have like a board wipe or something like that, so be it. At this point right now, if we can't find Mindcrank, I like going for this one. Let's go and go for Phyrexian Metamorph. This is going to be 1. Actually, let's click on our life total first. Phyrexian Metamorph, 1, 2. Puts us down to 18. That's going to be 1, 2, then 3 off the Underground River. Phyrexian Metamorph, enter the battlefield as a copy of Dustmantle Guild Mage. Yes, there we go. And then let's go ahead and swing in for... Actually, let's go ahead and swing in for 6 at this point right now. Because what we can do is we get our opponent down to 20. And then next turn, we're going to have looking at milling for about... It's going to be 11, 13, 15, 17. So we'll be really close. And in fact, we might be able to close it out next turn. We get them down to 20. We go for double Dustmantle Guild Mage activations. So whenever a card hits the graveyard, we're going to mill them out from there. So I think we'll be able to go for that. We'll see what they have to show for it, though. Hopefully we can keep both of these creatures protected. Now, the good thing about having Pedium down, having it being a copy of Dustmantle Guild Mage, is that it's going to give all of our artifacts hexproof. So even if they do have some sort of spot removal, we can at least keep our creatures protected, and then we'll be able to kind of go for a mill win like that. Now, we are pushing for the Mindcrank win, but going for a Dustmantle Guild Mage activation feels pretty good. Kind of get those going. And the fun thing about the Return to Ravnica Guild Mages is that you can stack those abilities, those activations. So let's say you're playing Vizkopa Guild Mage, and I think it's whenever you gain life, target opponent loses life, you can stack those abilities. So if you activate it 2 or 3 times, you're going to get 3 triggers. It's going to trigger each time that something like that happens. One of the common mistakes against Dustmantle Guild Mage combo is that once we go for the activation, people think that you can go for spot removal on Dustmantle. All creatures get -X, -X until... Oh. Alright, Flowstone Slide. Alright, that's... that's going to take care of it. We left it on the battlefield. We tried to go for that. Alright, yes, we're going to use that ability. Definitely, we're going to draw a card off that Tectonic Edge. Okay. Now, with Tectonic Edge, what we can do is we can at least get that down. If we want to blast the Mystifying Maze, we can go for that. Hey, all in the game, man. Oops, messed that up. Well, it looks like they cleared the board out. Let's go and get down the Marsh Flats. Yeah, let's go and go for Thirst for Knowledge. Draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact. Let's see if we just can't get something down main phase that's going to help us. 1, 2, 3. Let's tap out on the Thran Dynamo. 1, 2, 3. And we can go for a trading post. Chrome Mox, Gilded Lotus, Azor's Gateway. Let's go and discard. If we get rid of 2 cards, yeah, we're going to get rid of an artifact. Let's go and get rid of Chrome Mox. It doesn't really help us out at this point. Let's go and go for Gilded Lotus. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. At this point right now, we're slowly working back towards a Tezzeret. We can get a Tezzeret going. We've got some good artifacts going. Let's go and tap out for the add 3 blue mana. Let's get down the Azor's Gateway. And we can use that last one to kind of exile the Tectonic Edge. And then let's go ahead and discard, exile the, actually get rid of the Ground Catacomb. We're okay on that one. Okay, and the discard a card you gain 4 life. We'll get a token on the battlefield. That way we can start bringing some of this stuff back. Anything else? No, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. But yeah, so once we get Tezzeret down, hopefully we've got a good artifact count. We'll be able to take care of it. We're looking at 1, 2, 3. We've got about 3 artifacts at this point right now. And if we get the goats going, we can go from there. Now, as far as Tezzeret's being our game plan, we're running, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. I think we've got 3 different Tezzerets in here. Boundless Realm, search your library for up to X basic land cards, put them on the battlefield tapped, okay? So at this point right now, we do have, we have 3 different Tezzerets. The main Tezzeret that we want to go for is the Tezzeret Agent of Bolas. If we can get that going, we can go for that minus ability, start working towards our opponent. and getting that. We also have Marionette Master, so if we can bring the Ironworks back, we can start sacrificing some of our stuff. We have the Fabricate 3 and really get that. Man, I got destroyed by the Marionette Master combo in Modern the other it was about a month ago. But I've been trying to recreate it. So if you have a Marionette Master Modern deck that's kind of like eggs or something like that, do post in the comments, let me know. Or if you've seen it before. And our opponent's going to search out a ton of basic lands, put them on the battlefield. Let's go and crack the Marsh Flats. Let's go and get another land onto the battlefield. Let's go and grab the Sunken Hollow. That way we don't draw into it. There we go. And let's go and go for that pay 1 life, create a goat token. There we go. We can slow. We have a 67 turn clock of milling our opponent out. Drawn to the Sculptor. Okay. If we're going to work towards, let's see if we can't filter our hand a little bit. Let's go for the Azor's Gateway. Let's go and tap out on the islands. We'll draw on a card and then we'll exile something. Baleful Strix. Okay. We'll go and get rid of the Sculptor. We get Baleful Strix down. That'll be an additional card draw. Black, blue. Draw a card. So we rip off that. Draw into Mind Stone. That will be 2. We already have a 2-drop in there. So let's just simply just get the Mind Stone down. It's going to be... And we may end up... actually, we may end up cracking that one. Just to get a card draw going. I think I like that. 1, 2. Let's go ahead and crack the Mind Stone to draw a card. We're just digging for something. Ooh. Okay, that is something. Let's go and get that down. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like that. We could exile it with the Azor's Gateway, but that really does turn on... it's going to turn everything into artifacts. So at this point, if we just simply draw into Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas, we'll be online. Okay. We don't really want to make the land drop. We're going to go and pass the turn. We can swing in for 1, but I think we're just going to go and hold off at this point right now. Now, as far as the Trading Post activation, it's going to be 1 mana, return target artifact card from your graveyard. As far as what we actually want to search up, and actually, with us getting the lattice down, if our opponent goes for an artifact destruction or destroy all artifacts, it's going to take care of our opponent's entire board state. Hopefully that didn't happen. That would be a pretty big reset, but it's something that can happen. At this point, if we end up going for Padium, we get that down, if you highest converted mana cost, that would be another source of card draw, and that will return it back to our hand. So we can get that down, start drawing some extra cards. And the Phyrexian Metamorph is another one that we can go for to get a little bit of artifact count. But I think as far as bringing back, actually, excuse me, we can't bring it. Let's go bring back an artifact card. No, it is an artifact, thanks to do the lattice. So we can actually bring back Dustmantle Guildmage. We'll be back towards working towards that. I like it. Pretty good. I think that's correct. All permanents in our artifacts in addition to the other types. Okay. Opponent's going for Crater's Claw. They're going to have Crater Claws for 19. Yes, we're going to get the Rhystic Study. Let's see what we draw into off that. Dang it. Yes, we're going to use that ability. Let's see what we rip into. Spire of Industry. Do we have any... Good game. Dang it. Good game. Crater's Claws for 19. I'll take that. We got to turn 13. Unfortunately, we tried to jam the Dustmantle Guildmage combo. Okay, sorry about the weird edit. Sometimes when you get to the end of the game, it just pops off real quick. And so, anyway, our opponent Crater clawed us for 19. That put us down to -3. They got it. Unfortunately, we couldn't find Phenaxcrank. We were slowly getting back to the spot to where maybe we could have closed it out. But with our opponent going for that Flowstone slide, that was absolutely devastating to our board state, and they definitely took care of it. But it's always fun to see Commander decks go off like that, and this is what makes Commander fun. Losing to a Crater's Claws for 19. I will take that. It's all in a day's work of Commander. So, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.